Good morning. I almost forgot my microphone. Good morning, everybody. All right. Today is Friday. Okay, it's probably going to be slow, so I'm going to be running a bit of an experiment today. So I'm going to be running a bit of an experiment today. I'm really going to strip everything down and look for opportunities with price action and level 2. And I might draw some trend lines, but I'm going to keep it really, really, really simple. I've been doing a lot of reading on price action, so I'm just going to really kind of strip everything down. I did a lot of thinking about my trading plan, and yeah, so I'm just, this is the process of evolution, refining, but I'm, if I take trades today, I do. If I don't and I just watch charts, that's cool too. Okay. And that's where I'm at today. You're watching me figure it out. All right, so I'm actually going to move my watch list. All right, AUUD. It's popping up. I'm also kind of experimenting with my scanners. I'm using some custom created scanners on Thinkorswim. I'm just kind of, I used to use Thinkorswim scanners, so I'm just giving it a try again. We'll see. All right, so today is a bit of an experiment. I guess we could call it Experimental Friday. So we've got a high here. At 210. Oh, wow. And yep, I'm just kind of stripping things down. I just want to make sure I'm watching. Good morning, Scooter. I noticed that I'm watching so many things each day that I'm not really watching the level 2 and the tape like I should. So I'm I'm running a bit of an experiment. Okay, I may or may not take trades today. But I find that I'm doing better with less when I trade like after hours or when I pop on at other times of the day. I've experimented with really stripping a lot of stuff out and just kind of going on price action and the tape. And then I find that I'm trying so hard to adhere to my rules that I end up basically paralysis by analysis. So today I'm experimenting with just kind of watching the price action, looking at the level 2, looking at the tape, and using those 3 things to kind of guide my decisions today. And of course, I'm only trading with 100 shares. So I'm not risking, I'm not even going to be close to risking my daily loss limit. But honestly, I feel like I've had more success trading when I have looked at less information. So today I'm going to do that. I'm going to look at less and see how that works for me. And yeah, I'm going to play around with some things. I'm definitely a minimalist in my life. And I think it's good to have an understanding of all of these things, but do I need to have them all on my chart at once? I'm not sure. All right, so today, good morning, Dirt Devil. Welcome to my Friday experiment, stripping everything down just to look at level 2 and tape and price action. This is my experiment today. Because honestly, I feel like I've been looking at too many things. So I'm going to, maybe we'll add VWAP back in. That's probably the one that, let's see. Whoops. Nope. I don't know. No, you know what? We're going to just try to work. I'm just going to try to do it with the tape and the level 2. It's an experiment. You're watching my, yeah, you know, I did this after hours yesterday and it was actually a lot easier. I did way better. I think it's just paralysis by analysis for me. Too many things and I get bogged down. So I see a big seller here. See, when I have less to look at, I feel like I see more. So we'll see how that works out. I'll look at the 5-minute. So yesterday's high was down here. This was the high yesterday. It's already like well above yesterday's high. Oh, nice. Nice. At 180. Let's see, 180. So down here. Nice. Look, there's like all these nice pullbacks. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more focused on the price action today. This is an experiment. I guess it's all a great experiment, right? Until I'm consistently profitable, then it won't be an experiment, right? All right, so We'll see if my great experiment works. Big seller in the ask. Bigger seller. Good morning, James. Welcome to my Big Friday experiment. All right, I'm going to get out of that one. Welcome to my Big Friday experiment. I see you've already had... Yep. I got in. So today I'm running a big experiment. I got rid of everything except level 2, price action, and the tape. I think I've just been so overwhelmed. This is a complete experiment. But I feel like I have been doing better watching. Like I still got out before my stop. And yeah, look, the big sellers on here, there's just a lot of big sellers. But I feel like what I've been doing is paralysis by analysis. I'm using so many things that I can't figure out what's most important. And honestly, I feel like I'm not watching the level 2 in the tape enough. Not enough volume on this. See, okay, so these are the things that I think I've been missing because I've been so paralyzed by analysis. Like right here, there's no movement, right? Right there, that tells me nobody's trading. Here, there's movement. There's lots of movement. People are trading. But that looks like algorithm trading. So what I'll do, just today's an experiment. I just want to see what happens when I strip everything away. I was trading after hours last night and I actually did better not overthinking it so much and worrying so much about everything being completely perfect. Maybe things don't have to be perfect, Dirt Devil, did you get out or are you still in it? So yeah, so that was a bull flag pullback. Of course, the price wasn't moving up. I was looking to get out of break even, but that didn't happen. So I got out. Let's see. I'm going to go back to my trading plan. I've revised it to prioritize the things that I think are most important. That's one of the things that really I think has been kind of getting to me, is that I'm getting lost in the weeds in all the analysis and missing the fundamentals. So I think the fundamentals are going to kind of rule my trading. I'll probably add things back in like VWAP or whatever, but let's see. Going to my trading plan. So this thing really is a living document. I have revised it like every single day, like multiple times a day. All right, so I actually, Warrior Trading Scanners, I put that on pause. I'm like, it's too expensive. I'm not consistently profitable. I've put a pause on that. So I'm going to use Thinkorswim scanners and chart watchers for a while and see how that goes. And so I have my setups here, entry indicators, price moving up. So I've reorganized my entry and exit indicators around around the basics. I was like honestly getting so caught up in this indicator and that indicator and whatever and this and that and the other thing. Oh, Dirt Devil, I hope you got out. Or I don't know if you're going to try to ride it out, but so I was so caught up in all the minutia that I was losing sight of the point of what I'm doing. So I've reorganized my entry indicators. I have price action, order flow, and volume. And I think this is a better place for me to go back to the foundation. Obviously, price moving up is a good indicator. No price hesitation, which is kind of related, I guess, to the speed that it's going up, right? And that the price is above VWAP. I don't have VWAP on there right now, but yeah, price above VWAP. Order flow, no big sellers in the ask, green on the tape, and trades speeding up is good, right? And then volume bar increasing on the entry candle. But I don't have the volume bars on there either. I'm really stripping down. This is a complete experiment today. Exit indicators, price hesitation, price moving down, price below VWAP, big sellers in the ask, red on the tape, speed of traders is slowing down, and volume bar decreasing. Okay, so I'm really taking it down to the studs. Stripping it down to the studs, guys. Because I felt like I was missing really obvious stuff on in looking at like too many things. So today I'm really just going to look at price indicators and tape and level 2. So we have the past on the charts, the present on the tape, and the future on the order flow. And that's what we're going to go with today. I know, it's a huge experiment. You're probably all panicking for me. Try not to. It's only 100 shares. Yes. So I had a red trade though, so I am taking a timeout. So let's see. That was at 717, right? So 732. I can jump back in. Okay, I'm still sticking to my timeout, which, okay, I have it hung up on my wall now, so I'm not going to pull it off, but I'm still sticking to my timeout rules. I'm still going to stick to my stop loss rules. For the most part, I might give more setups a little bit more room to work. Like this dipped below my stop, but I was like, I'm going to give it a little bit more room to work, but I think I'm going to have on the outside 20 cents a share, unless I have something better, because I'm looking for 20 cents a share. And my weekly goal is still my exit indicators, but now my exit indicators are greatly simplified, right? So my exit indicators, we're talking bare minimum, price hesitation, price moving down. I think that's a pretty obvious one. Price below VWAP. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. People have mentioned that before. I think I'm just going to do that for a while because I loved Warrior Trading Scanners, but it's just, I'm not consistently profitable yet. So I'll definitely do that instead. And I actually, set up some scanners, and which is what I did before I paid for Warrior Trading Scanners. I had scanners set up on Thinkorswim. So I have one that sort of mimics his 5 pillars scanner. And then I have one that mimics his running up scanner. So I'm going to try to, and then like you said, there are other opportunities. I'm just going to really, try to do that for a while. Because honestly, I've been looking to see what a lot of it just pops up on Thinkorswim anyway, right? So, yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more frugal. So, look at that. Dirt Devil, it's trying to come back up. So, yeah, I'm really looking at, and the reason I'm not going to necessarily, I'm probably not going to keep this permanent. I'll probably put VWAP back on there, but and in the volume bars, but I just really, really want to make sure that I'm looking at the most important thing, because the volume bar is coming directly from the tape anyway. Right? I know I'm not going to I'm not, in the matrix, I'm not going to calculate the volume bars by looking at the tape. But honestly, everything's coming from the tape. The charts are coming from the tape. And I think I need to start getting better at focusing on that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Scooter. I'll check that out, Zendo. Oh, okay. Okay, that's great. Yeah, the thing is, in my real life, I am a minimalist. Like, I don't like clutter. I don't like stuff. I want to always focus on the essential, the minimal, because I want to have fun in life. And you can't spend your entire life being paralyzed by analysis. So I am really bringing that philosophy to my trading. I think I've been kind of stressed out by trying to put too many things on there. So I suspect that the two things I'll put back first will be volume bars and VWAP. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to be able to really dial in on the important stuff. Now, I asked this question on Reddit last night, and I know I have responses I have to respond to, but I had to go to bed. And I was like, are there traders out there who just use price action, the tape, and level 2? And I got a ton of amazing responses about, how a lot of people do that. And a lot of people were like, yes, that's all I look at. And some people are like, I don't even use level 2. And because their argument was, which is a valid one, that level 2 is the future and it's not set in stone and a lot of orders are hidden. So how much can you really trust the level 2? So yeah, I'm really kind of starting to figure out what is really essential. And the other thing that a lot of people said on Reddit was that it's important to trade for your personality. Right? That's the other thing. I have started to see the same stocks over and over, but I think yeah, And I think we do have to be authentic to our personality. In other areas of my life, I have been the most successful when I am authentic to who I am, because there's obviously more than one way to do this, right? So, there's not one way to do trading. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but taking all the other distractions away and all the other indicators, this is obviously heading down. Like, I think I was just getting so distracted by all the stuff that I was like forgetting like what I'm doing. Is the price going up or down? You know? Same thing. The price is going down. Like, I know it sounds kind of obvious now that I'm saying it that way, but I think I was getting very, very focused on too much analysis. I guess there's no magical indicator. I guess VWAP would probably be the closest, right? Because institutions trade off of it. And I will add that back at some point, but I think I need to really dial in on the candlestick chart action and identifying what's really happening with the price and on the tape. Like here, all right, I'm watching. I think also like the speed of the tape is something that, so when I looked at my exit indicators, this is what kind of prompted this great experiment. When I was looking at my exit indicators, I realized that the most important ones were buried. And I kept looking at price action and thinking that I was failing. But I think that that is the most important thing. So I think the level 2 is good for, honestly, seeing if there are big sellers on the ask, of course. But that is it's a two-edged sword, double-edged sword, right? Because this is again, like, I really want to get more like deeply invested in the essentials. If I'm looking at the level 2 and I see I'm trying to get into a stock and I see a big seller on the ask, right? That means there's like right now, okay, I'm seeing 33,000, 34, 39,000. And I guess these aren't really big sellers, because we talked about this the other day, that big sellers, there's different definitions for a big seller, but one of them is that it would be 5 times the size of the order surrounding it, right? But if I look here, like if there's a big seller on the ask, I know this sounds obvious, but like, why is that a deterrent? It's saying what? That's the market sentiment, right? That someone wants to unload these shares at this price for a reason. If I'm in a stock and I see big sellers on the ask, again, I guess that's market sentiment, right? It's saying someone wants to dump all these shares at this price, like a lot of shares. And if I'm trying to sell my shares, it has to go through that order before it gets to mine, right? But like, just honestly, stripping it down to basics, right? I feel like right now, looking at MOBX, which I traded yesterday, the price is trending down and there's very little activity on the tape. Right there, those two things are giving me way more information about whether I should trade this than all the indicators I was looking at every day. I'm like, SNAL, same thing, right? Looking at the trend, it popped up, it's coming back down. Okay, there's a moderate amount of buying. Like, the speed of the tape is really, look at this, AUUD. It's really popping compared to the other one. There's the tape's going faster, so I'm guessing the volume bars are going to be higher. Well, depending on the size of the orders, right? If it's a real sell order, sometimes hedge funds place those to scale. Yes, that's the other thing, right? The level 2. It's like they put fake orders on there and then pull them off. I mean, they're not supposed to do that, right? So I think that this is a great experiment for me today, but oh, hold on. Let me put my do not disturb sign up so my kids know not to knock. Hold on a second. I can hear my daughter out there. She's going to her last full day of classes for her first year of college. I'm so proud of her. She's an A student, you guys. She wants to go to nursing school. She's such a good student. All right. So, yeah, read on the tape. Yeah, that's a great point, Scooter. And I think that I need to really dive here into the basics. So I'm out of timeout. I can take another trade. But yeah, and also experimenting with the 1 minute versus the 5 minute chart and what feels good to me as far as multi-time frame alignment. Like looking at the 1 minute chart, looks like there's a bull flag potentially forming. Oops. On the 1 minute. But on the 5 minute, it looks like it might be the backside of the move. So I think I'm just gonna just for today, I'm running this grand experiment where I am just going to focus on 3 things: the chart, the tape, and I'll look at the level 2, but realizing that the level 2 has limitations. It's just it's one potential future, right? It's not the be all end all. I mean, what would happen if I just looked at the tape and the chart? Some people do that and they're successful. Like, I'm not saying that the rest of it is bad, I'm just thinking that this might be more in line with my personality. So let's see, is there anything else on? Let's see, AIIO. Let's see what's going on with AIIO. Whoops. Why? What is going on here? Here we go. AIIO. I'm going to look and see what the pre-market movers are according to Thinkorswim. I don't know. I find this a little bit more relaxing than, and a little bit more obvious. TDIC, huh? Look at that. That is crazy. You guys saw it yesterday, right? It was like, look at that. Look at that. That is nuts, you guys. That's crazy. So this was Wednesday, and I remember thinking, I'd been watching it for a couple of days. It kept popping up on the scanners. And then on Wednesday, I was like, well, that's out of my price range. Well, look at that. It's back in my price range. And it looks like it's trying to go up for potential high of day. Why isn't it showing high of day? Show high low bubbles. Yep. I don't know why it's not showing high of day. Okay. So 214. That's crazy. Really, really crazy. TDIC. What? Oh, I must have looked at this at one point. All right, so we've got so everything's kind of, I mean, it is Friday. It's probably going to be slow, which is why I wanted to run this experiment today and not like on a Wednesday when there'd be more action potentially. But look at that. AUUD is popping back up. I think it's going for high of day. Oops. Dirt Devil, give us the details. Did you stay in it? Did you get out? Looks like a pullback forming here. Oh. So we've got a bull flag pullback. But I don't know. Is it going to make a run for high of day? I think it is. It's like hesitating around 2. Look at the 5-minute chart. So we get a big topping tail. Wow, this is so interesting. I am seeing so much more. I mean, I know this is probably another red trade, but I'm seeing so much more by just watching. As opposed to like rushing through the process. $97, $98. Wow. This is really eye-opening, you guys. $198. Oh, I should have been doing this more. Okay, so now I'm seeing red at 194. I gotta make sure I'm clicked into the active trader window. 195, buying at 195, 196. This is definitely what I should have been doing to train my eye more. SLE. Oh, okay. Once I'm out of this, I'll check that out, James. Fighting at 196. 195. 196. Wow. This is like really educational. I never mind SLE. Oh no. Oh, Ross has been having such a rough time lately. He had a max loss day yesterday. I was like, it's just, I mean, it's great that he shares it because then, we all have really, really, really bad days. All right, I'm out. I didn't want to get a stop violation, so I've had another red trade, so I'm out for 30 minutes. So, 8:23. All right, so that was a bull flag. Price not moving up. Basically, price not moving up. I mean, that's the thing, right? It just didn't move up. It kept hesitating. Okay. So, yeah, so I'm out for 30 minutes, but that's okay. If I have another red trade, I'm done trading with money for the day, but honestly, this has been incredibly valuable to look at it this way. Wow. Stripping out all the other stuff and just looking at the price action. If I end up with a third red trade, I'm just going to switch to paper money and keep trading and, practice this because I feel like this is, yes, I'll add stuff back in, of course, but it's much less distracting. See, I think this is going to pop up now. Watch. Did I give it enough room? I don't know. Maybe my stop was too tight. But, it did drop down to 189. I think I was in at 203. So wow, just watching the tape is like so educational. And, the level 2 also, but yeah, I figure if Ross Cameron's struggling, it's okay if the rest of us are struggling. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at what I have over here for potential. These are all kind of just heading downwards. The only one, let's see, what are some of the other movers in the pre-market? HCWB. Look at that. DDIC, JEMI. High float. Higher float. slower moving, bigger spread. Guys, I should have just stripped out all the extra stuff for a while earlier. This is like, I'm noticing the most important things now, like the spread. And you guys have pointed stuff like that out to me too. You're like, oh, look, the spread is big. And actually, do I even need this? The spread's here. The bid and the ask are here. PII, MIC, C, FIG. Of course, some of these are way out of my price range. Okay, so, but PII, JEMI. So I'm going to take CREG off. MOBX. How's the market doing today? Let's see. How is the stock market today? I also have to check my Bitcoin. Wow. Okay. You know when you ask somebody a question and they give you like a neutral answer? I asked Google, so I guess it's Gemini is their AI. How is the stock market doing today? It said, this US stock market is open today for regular trading. Like, that's not an answer. But then it said, pre-market futures are currently pointing to a lower opening as investors digest rising treasury yields and higher oil prices. For real-time updates and to track market performance, you can use the following platforms. So, yeah. And at the open, I'm going to be looking for opening range breakouts. That's the thing I'm practicing right now. So I'll be looking for that at the open. But yeah, I guess if futures are pointing lower, the overall market is going to be slow, right? Let's look at some benchmarks. Let's see. Let's look at the S&P 500. Well, of course, this is just yesterday. The daily doesn't include yesterday. I mean, today yet, because the market hasn't opened. But yesterday it was up. To all-time highs. So this says we should be making money. That's what that says to me. And Bitcoin. Oh, I was really hoping Bitcoin would pop up. It's pulling back. I'm really hoping it pops up. Oh, that's funny. It's showing the volume on this chart. I'm going to take that off. Okay, so yeah, so let's see. It's down from its high. Bitcoin, you're killing me. So it's pulling back. Hopefully it'll move higher. Yeah, so I have my scanner set pretty tight for like things under $10. I'm curious, does anyone on the live stream or watching this after the fact, do you just trade with the basics? I'm curious. So I'm looking at the Forex factory calendar. Thanks, guys, for suggesting that. And looking for any kind, what the news is. Yeah, so Chart Watchers, I'm doing the free thing, so it only gives you so much time to play with it every day. But maybe I'll try the free scanner thing. You said Zendo. Let me try that. Zendu. I forgot to add the O. Zendu. Is the audio like the ocean? That's super peaceful. Oh, it's like a little cat sitting by a fire. Oh, flippin' cute. Okay. Okay. All right. That's cool. God, I'm gonna have to get like super glasses to be able to see that. Let's see. Top gappers with volume, low float, under 10 million gappers. AUUD, yep. MRNO. Let's see. MRNO. What a clever idea. Pre-market high, momentum, SLE. Oh, that's the one that you said Ross lost on. Poor guy. He is just, yeah. So, yeah, he's had so many no trade days recently, and I saw his video last night. He was trading on his, like, using Starlink, which I used when I went on a cruise recently. Wow, thank you so much for suggesting this. I know people have suggested it before, but I was already using Warrior Trading Scanner. So Ross was, it will call out movers, set it to 1080p. Oh, okay, thank you. That's cool. All right, that's another option. Thank you so much. Yeah, what a clever idea. So, when I was on the cruise, I took my adult children on a cruise in January, and again, I don't, it's only my third cruise ever, but the last two cruises we took were MSC. I really liked MSC, and but we took an MSC cruise a couple of years ago, and I wasn't day trading at the time. I got the internet package for my phone, and it was horrible. This time, I had it on my phone and my laptop so that I could trade. It goes by device, and it was great. So I think that, I guess I heard they were using Starlink. It was great. The internet was great. I made money that week. Like I did great that week. um, my kids would sleep in. I'd go to breakfast early to the buffet, grab something, some tea, and then, you know, basically trade in the dark while they were sleeping. And then when they would get up, we'd do stuff around the cruise ship. But and they would get up and go like right before the buffet closed. But the Starlink was great. It was just like really, really expensive. All right. So this is great. Thank you so much. We'll call it movers. Okay. This is a great option. Thank you so much. Yeah, because I like warrior trading scanners. They're great, but it's just too much of an expense when I'm not consistently profitable. I don't mean to sound super cheap, but I do pay for TraderView, which is the app that I use to track my trades, and I'm an affiliate. So if you wanted to do it, you could, but you don't need to pay for something. You know, you can just use a Google spreadsheet to track your trades, honestly. I just like TraderView a lot, but the scanners were getting a little pricey. And so maybe someday, I'll get back into it, but let's work on consistent profitability first, So I'm curious where Ross got in. MRNO, just simply not, let's see. Oh, wait, that's because I have this here. So kind of looking like the backside. Let's see what else. See, AUUD, I think I kept my stop too tight. This is the other thing, is that I don't let things take time to, there's a difference between hoping and praying something will come back up and giving something time to work. And I think I am learning the difference. I think rigidity, the timeout thing, really important for like my own mental, peace of mind, to make sure that I'm putting a cap. Here, I'm just going to save my, oh, it didn't even show it's not showing my trades yet on the monitor. Oh, there it is. But yeah, I'm going to have, so now we have another pullback, but I can't get in yet because I can't trade until 8:23. So if I had, it dipped down to 186. If I had done 20 cents a share like I've been considering, because I feel like the 10 cents a share on the 5-minute chart is just so constrictive. And I'm curious where you guys draw the line. Like I got in here, let's see, 208. I got in late. I got in here. And then it pulled back and then it went higher. See, now this is like a micro pullback here. All right. So what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was transferring my trades to TraderView. I had a little senior moment there. All right. So and what I've decided to do is take some of the money that I'm saving for not getting warrior trading scanners, paying for them, and put that into the books that I am reading to do book reviews on. So I'm going to take some of that money and divert that to books on trading that I will read and review for this channel. And that way I'm kind of still, you know, still making progress in terms of learning, but being a little bit more efficient with my resources. Okay, so my trade review, because I'm in timeout for another 10 minutes. This was a bull flag pullback. Had the stop maybe too tight, I think, for the 5-minute chart. And of course, price not moving up. And price hesitation. Let's see. I'll look at my I'm going to reframe that. Let's see. Although, yeah, price hesitation, and there was red on the tape. Price hesitation and red on the tape. I'm going to say those are the two. All right, so was my stop too tight? Let's look at my entry. Where's my exit? This looks like, oh, over here. Okay. So, no, I think this was a good, I don't know if it was too tight, but I think it was I think that was a good exit. All right. And then the second one was also a bull flag pullback. Price not moving up. Right on the tape. Was my stop too tight? This one I was questioning, so I don't know. We'll see. And I had a timeout on both of them. All right. Oops. What the? Sorry, computer. Back off. HCVB. H. W. Good God. I need stronger glasses, I think, guys. Okay. HCWB. Oh, I like this. It's so it's like a nice format. What a clever idea. And the little cat by the fire. It's like, I mean, I don't want to make a, oh, green. Hey, Devon Julio, hey. You're green in SLE. Nice. Nice. That's great. Yeah, I don't want to make an assumption here, but I feel like a lot of day traders are kind of somewhat introverted, and the cat by the fireplace, very appealing. All right, that's great. No, 2 red trades on AUUD. So I'm running an experiment. For those of you who are just joining me today, you may or may not like this. I have taken everything off my charts. I am simply trading off of price action, the tape, and the level 2. And that's not a permanent choice, but today I'm running an experiment and I just want to really focus on the fundamentals. I feel like I've been overwhelmed by too many things, looking at too many things, and skipping the most important things, which are price action, order flow. So I am, since today is probably going to be a slow day anyway, I'm experimenting. And the thing is, like last night after hours, I traded and I did this. I stripped everything off and I did really well. You know, I was being too restrictive, I think. So anyway, I'm not permanently taking everything off, but for now, I want to really focus on the fundamentals, which are price action and order flow and the tape. But I can't jump in for another 4 minutes because I'm in timeout. I've had 2 red trades. If I have a third red trade, then I'm done. So I need to get a green one for the next trade, guys. Oh, it's moving. It's moving without me. This is where I gotta wonder if my stops are just way too tight because it just doesn't give me enough room to work. Oh, it's going without me. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, I just feel like I think the reason I've been struggling with my exit indicators is that I've been looking at too many things and missing the most important piece, which is the price. So I'm curious. I already asked this, I know, but for those of you on the chat, how many of you just trade with the minimum, like the minimum price action, the tape, maybe level 2, look at the spread? That's the other thing. Like I was not able to look at the most important things because there were just too many things to look at. Oh, this hurts. This hurts that it's going up without me. After I was red on 2 trades. Ouch. Yeah, I'm beginning to feel like my trading strategy has to match my personality. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not going to be successful. And my personality is I'm a minimalist and, you know, I like to stick to fundamentals. everything I've ever been successful at, I have been true to my personality. So I think this has to be the same. Got 2 more minutes before I can take trades. And it's got to be, if it's red, I'm out, guys. I mean, I'll still live stream. I'll just switch to paper money, but 3 in a row, I'm out. Oh man. Ah. It is hard. ODA files S4 for, oh, okay. Merger. Yep, I see that right here. McCarthy, Finney, and Trade as MCFN. I see that. So that's what's driving it, right? No, the level 2, I spent so much time learning level 2 this year. So much time. The problem is, okay, I can trade now, but I want to wait for, let's see, I'm going to look at the 1 minute here. I'm going to look for a pullback on the 1 minute. However, I wasn't looking at the level 2 when I should have been looking at it because of the fact that I was looking at 85 other indicators on my charts. And you can't check everything at once. Oh, I see. They put on the top right corner on Zendu, they put like the stocks that are popping up, like EDBL, AUUD. Is it EDBL? Okay. How clever. Wow. Thanks, Scooter. Yeah, but I think the level 2, of course I posed this question on Reddit last night, and I have to go back, and a lot of people answered while I was asleep. But I said, does anyone on here trade with a minimalist setup? And a ton of people responded that they do. And I don't think I would trade completely without level 2, but the problem with level 2 is that it's the future. It hasn't happened yet. They're potential orders. They're not things that have actually happened. People can cancel them. There are hidden sellers. There are hidden buyers. But what I think is helpful is I think it's helpful to read it in conjunction with the tape, because so that's one of the reasons why this week I've really pushed on these exit indicators, and I realized I was looking at so many things that I was getting confused about when to leave a trade. They all can't be important. So I'm not saying that what I'm looking at is what you should look at, but I felt overwhelmed by looking at too many things. I was like, I need to simplify this. So today is an experiment. I'm just going to just focus on price action and level 2 and time and sales. And it's okay if, it's okay if I have a red day. I'm experimenting with something. And I figured Friday's a good day to do that. So, oh, I like how they have they put the little graphic for the stocks that are running up. How clever. So I'm going to take SNAL. SLE. Yeah, this is like really, really, really clever. JZXN. Oh, I've traded that before. JZXN. Scooter, thank you so much for reminding me about Zendu because someone said it before in the chat. But you know, and I wrote it down in my book, but again, so many things, right, happening at the same time. But this is a great alternative. Thank you. Oh, someone said on the chat on Zendu, EDBL blocked by my broker on my broker now. Who cares though? Yeah, so just kind of looking at the charts without any distraction. You know, I mean, right away, I'm looking at it's hitting this level and topping tails. So right away, that's giving me information. And always having, oh, here we go. This looks like a breakout. Oh. Maybe not. See, all the topping tails, right? So now we have a pullback on the 1 minute on. So yeah, this is really more for me to just dial in on the absolute essentials because I think I was getting, what's that expression? You like miss the forest for the trees, or what's is this expression? Oh, you can't see the forest for the trees because you're so focused on the small details that you fail to grasp the bigger picture. That has been me. Okay, I was failing to grasp the bigger picture because I was so focused on so many details. EDBL has a nice it's pulling back, but a lot of topping tails again. And the trend is going down. I know this sounds so obvious, you guys, but when I'm looking at 18 indicators, I'm losing track of the prices going down. Seems so obvious now, right? That seems really obvious now that I'm looking at it. Actually, let me. So this is really about me just trying to like focus in on the essentials today. The tape, the chart, look at patterns, pattern recognition. Look at SLE made a breakout. Wow, look at that. Look at the 1 minute on that. Six 13, 6. Wow, that was $1 a share. What? This is a pretty clean, oops. This is a pretty clean pullback. On the 5 minute, well, we're about halfway through. I've got 2 red trades. But let's see what happens for the rest of the day. Wow, look at this, huh? This big doji. Oh, it did break out again. Wow. So let's look at the daily. Whoops. I'm curious. There's definitely room to go. And it's funny because someone asked me to use trend lines, and I used to use trend lines all the time when I first started, before I had a ton of indicators on my charts. And then I stopped using trend lines as much. I was using more like horizontal, street cleaners, horizontal lines, which I like too. But it's funny, now I'm just kind of seeing the trends more easily without all this stuff on the chart, because that's what there's left to look at, right? Well, that was a nice breakout. But I missed it. But that was a nice breakout. It dropped really low though. Let's see. Let me look at the 5 minute. Big topping tail here though. Wow. This is a Chinese stock. They're hard to borrow. They signed an MOU with an AI company to develop intelligent imaging platforms, cloud infrastructure, and scalable data management systems. Okay. Sounds good. EDBL, Edible Garden. I think are those the people that do like the fruit arrangements? I think people have sent me those. There's a lot of topping tails on this, huh? Yeah, a lot of topping tails. But I feel like I'm seeing things more clearly. Yeah, definitely seeing things more clearly. Just to see what it looks like, I want to put VWAP on. I'm just curious. Now I'm getting a little curious. But I always take off the upper and lower band because I just want the VWAP. Oh, wait, it made it purple. No. In my mind, VWAP is yellow. So let's see where VWAP is. Okay, above VWAP, above VWAP, above VWAP, above VWAP. I was just kind of curious. I don't know. Nothing's looking super obvious to me at the moment, but yeah, I really like Zendu. This is great. Scooter, thank you so much. I like the way they have, the charts they have. They have greater than 20% short interest. That's great. Low float, under 10 million gappers. That's great. Pre-market high in momentum and top gappers with a volume. That's like awesome. No, I'm out of jail. I'm out of jail, James. I'm free. I just haven't seen anything that I wanted to pull the trigger on because if I get another red trade, I'm out. My parole officer is calling it in. Yeah, bad joke, I guess. But I don't want to make jokes in poor taste. But yes, I'm out of jail, but I'm out of stock jail. But I haven't seen anything that I'm feeling super confident about. Okay, and again, this is an experiment, guys. But it is really helpful, honestly. I don't know if all the indicators would have changed the outcome of my 2 red trades. I don't think it would have. But I am going to go back and look at those trades with the indicators on. Actually, yeah, let's take a look here. Let's put where's VWAP? Okay, so when I entered, I was above the 9 EMA, above the VWAP, and my MACD was green. I actually got out. Look at that. I got out right below the 9 EMA. Interesting. All right, let's look at the second trade. Is this the second trade? Wait, or is that the first trade? Hold on. Hold up. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Okay, so this one I got in too high. Well, I got in here. MACD was red. Okay, MACD was red on this one. And I got out right after it crossed the 9 EMA. So this one, is that my first trade? That was my first trade. My first trade, MACD was red. And my second trade, it was green. But I got in above VWAP and above the 9 EMA. Interesting. So, I'm going to try to, look back and see. So this trade, the MACD was red. This one, it was green. But on both of them, I was above the 9 EMA and above VWAP. Interesting. I mean, that could be a coincidence. We only have 2 data points here, 2 data points. So that's not really enough to, to really do anything. But GEMI is back on the, let's see. Now I'm looking at the tape. It's moving more slowly than, say, SLE. Look at how quickly that's moving. You can just see so much more buying on the tape, or selling, so much more selling. But GEMI, much slower pace. Look at that. Much slower. Although, look, oh. Look at that. JXZN. Have you guys taken any trades today? I know some of you posted some of the trades that you got. Let's see. Duvon Julio, green, and SLE. Dirt Devil. We don't know what happened with AUUD. We've definitely had some trades today, but I'm red. It's okay. I don't know. Yesterday bothered me so much more than today is because, oh, let's see. I think this is a potential bull flag breakout. So 716 is what I'm looking for it to go over. 716, 710, 710, no, 9, 708, 709. All right. So that is my third red trade. I have to paper trade. But, you know, when it went past the low of the low candle, I stopped out. I guess I should have sold when it was up here because I saw that it went up to 730 on the tape, and I didn't because but when it popped back down, then I was like, all right, I'm just looking for break even. But when it popped below the low of the low candle, I was like, all right, I'm out. So my third trade, red trade, bull flag pullback. The price dropped, and then it hit my stop. So I'm going to call that a full stop because I got out when it hit the low of the bull flag. All right, so I am going to, with Thinkorswim, you have to log off and then log back in with paper money. So I'm going to do that. Let's see. But honestly, guys, I know I had 3 red trades, but I really think that this style of trading is easier for me to see. No trades yet. Oh, whoops. Okay, let me try this again. All right. Paper money. Select paper money. I wish my settings on Thinkorswim transferred for paper money. It's like a whole other thing. Like you have to reset it up. 965. All right. So let me set this up. All studies. Let's see. Oh, I have to change to take the volume off. Wait a minute. Where is that? Equities? General? Oh, no, equities. Show volume subgraph. Okay. No, wait. I want it to take the subgraph off. Why is it not doing that? Equities. I took that off. Apply. Okay. All right. I don't know why it won't take the volume subgraph off. But, okay. So let's put some of these stocks on here. There we go. Ooh. That looks weird. All right, so we're with paper money now. And that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the trading session, because 3 strikes, you're out. I'm out. But I don't know. I just don't feel as bad about it today. I felt worse about it yesterday because today I understand what I did and what I did wrong. Honestly, some of the time I'm just so confused about what I'm even doing. There's just too many things happening. So at least today I understand my mistakes. And, you know, you can't improve on what you don't understand. So at least I'm understanding my mistakes today. So let's see. Like, this is just so much more clear to me without all the noise. Like, it's on the back side or it's on a pullback in any case. So if I have, it's funny. Now I want to go back to trend lines. Go figure. Interesting. Where are the properties? I think there's a way to, here we go, edit properties. I want yellow. How do I make that save as default? There we go. Save as default. Okay, so yeah, weak market today. Well, I'm actually trading with paper money, Wayne, because I've had 3 red trades in a row and I'm out. But I don't know. I don't feel bad. I felt terrible about yesterday. Like, terrible. I'm down more today, but it's the why and how. Today I feel a lot better because I understand what I was doing today. Yesterday I was just so frustrated. But today I feel a lot calmer about what I'm doing. So I'm stripping it down to basics for those of you who just joined, Wayne. Experiment today. I'm just pulling out everything and just kind of going with the chart, the level 2, and the tape. And kind of keeping it very, very simple. But yes, be careful because, you know, I checked the market earlier. Futures were down. And that's why I have my timeout rule. I can't do any more damage to my account today, guys. I've already maxed out my damage. Stock futures are tumbling today. Okay. So yeah, I've hit my max and I can't possibly do any more damage. So let's, oh, I can't export my last trade because I already switched over to paper money. Well, I'll have to do that later after the live stream. But yeah. So I'm curious, is there anyone out there who trades with the minimum? You know? Is there anyone out there doing that? I will go back and look at all of my trades today, and I think what I'll do in the recap is I'll look at my trades and then I'll look at them with the indicators to see if I would have had a different result if the indicators had been there. Ooh, okay, okay. 21 cents, that's good. 20 cents, there you go. Look at that, right here, right? That's a great breakout. Let's take a look. Look at that. Awesome. Right here, right? Yes, cash is still a position. I like cash. Cash is king. I'm all about that. Guys, I need more tea. I'm just going to put things on pause for a few minutes so I can go take a quick break. I haven't taken a break yet today. And I will be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. All right, let's see. Entry was okay, so this is cash is still, my entry was at 556. So let's see, 556 at 5:56 a.m. Oh wait, you're in a different time zone, so it must have been 7:56 for me. Okay, so you got in at 660 here. Okay, and then you exited when that top side wick appeared. Aimed for 7 as I figured it would be a psychological barrier. Nice. Nice. All right. All right. So I'm trading with paper money, guys, because I am still trying. You're trying another all-time low trade. Okay, cool. And Illego's here in AZ. Everyone's like doing stuff today. I love it. All right. Well, I'm trading with paper money now. And you know what? Honestly, I really feel okay about the whole thing because I don't know, I'm really liking this a lot better because I can actually watch what's happening. Let's see, HCW. Oh, yep. It hit a high. That's a bouncy one, yes. It's like choppy, right? Yeah. All right. I'm going to adjust this so I can see what's going on the tape in the level 2. Big seller. Oh, look at all of that. That's interesting. 113. It's seeing resistance at 113. Popped up to 114. Didn't catch my order. Paper money, it's a lot harder for it to catch things. It's definitely a delay. Ooh, you're shorting, huh? I'm scared to do that. Although I would like to do more trading of silver. SLV, I think, is the one that I'm looking at. But yeah, I'm scared to short for sure. Yeah, paper money, it takes forever to catch the orders, so it's not really like super realistic, but you know, interesting. I'll look at the 5 minute. Price is king. If you want to check the pivots, I can send you the trade setup. I would definitely be interested, but I'm going to keep it simple for today. This is an experiment. Um, I've been trying too many new things, looking at too many new things. So, yes, I would love to hear about that, but maybe after I get the basics kind of nailed in. That's the problem. But pivots sounds awesome. It's obviously working for you. And that's the thing. Like, see if it'll catch my paper money order. Nope, because the price dropped. So, yeah, I was definitely looking at too many things, and when I should have been looking at the tape, the level 2 and the candlesticks. And then the other stuff I think should be added on top of that. But I'm definitely a minimalist and I don't like a lot of clutter. And I have been feeling for weeks like overwhelmed. And when I'm reviewing my trades, I'm like, I'm missing basic stuff. Yeah, just feeling like I'm missing the basics. I feel like I really, really need to nail this in, before I do any fancy stuff. But if you can also, our community tab is open. So Wayne, if you wouldn't mind dropping some of that stuff in the community tab, that way I can go back and look at it later, and anyone else that's interested in pivot tables can also do the same thing. I mean, not pivot tables, sorry. It's not Excel. Pivots can do the same thing. Yeah, so guys, the community tab is open. We tested it out the other day. Some of you guys tested it out for me, and it works. So, please feel free to post stuff like that in the community tab, because if I'm interested in pivots, I'm sure other people are interested in pivots too. So please, I hope you guys, my hope is that you'll utilize it. And see? See? Eligos wants to see it too. So it's not catching my order. So yeah, the community tab is a great place for that, guys. It's just like the live chat, you know, my only rule is to follow, see, I'm a mom, to follow the THINK acronym with communication, right? Everything we say should be true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. Okay. Yikes. I'm glad it didn't catch my order. What? And I'm really noticing that one of the things I was having trouble looking at because I had too many exit indicators was the speed of the tape. I think that honestly is really helpful, like how quickly the orders are going through on the tape. Because you can see here, BIYA, it's like going through much more slowly. So clearly there's like a lot lower volume. Of course, it depends on the order size, but you know, here we have an order for 1,200, a sale for 1,200. But if you look at AUUD, things are coming through so quickly, right? Look at that. Let's see, what do we have here? So I think if I were going to put one thing back on my charts, it would be maybe the volume bars. And if I were going to put a second thing back on my charts on Monday, it would be maybe VWAP. All right. So I think, Wayne, I think my, if you prefer to email stuff, I think my email address is in my about section. But it's trade.with.raven@gmail.com. Not super creative, but with periods. Trade period with period Raven at gmail.com. All right. So at the open, I will switch to looking for opening range breakouts. Because that is something that I'm practicing right now. However, paper trading is tough. It's really hard because, yeah, it's really hard to, the orders, it doesn't pick up the orders as quickly. Yeah, wow. Scooter, if you're still on the chat, I mean, on the live stream, Zendu is a game changer. Thank you so much. Thanks, Wayne. Yeah, I just think, I'm not going to keep all the indicators off forever, of course, but this has been a good experiment, and I am okay being red today because I feel like I'm dialing in on the right things. But at the open, I'm going to look for an opening range breakout. And let's see what else we can find. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at trends and price action a little bit more clearly now. Like HCWB is potential bull flag pullback forming here. But lots of topping tails. I mean, the top one makes sense, right? Because that's a reversal. But this one and this one, that to me signals potential downward pressure. Exactly. Seriously. I mean, that's the thing. There's more than one way to do things. And I think it's just we each have to find the way that works for us, right? And that's what I'm realizing when people would say, when I first started trading last year and people were like, you have to find your edge. I'm like, okay. But then I realized that the edge is just what works for you because different things work for different people, right? And maybe some people, like my kids, couldn't be different from me in this respect. They're both maximalists. Okay, my daughter has everything visible and she knows exactly where everything is, and she's very organized. She's an A student, but she's like a maximalist. I'm a minimalist. I want zero clutter. And that's what works for me. So I think we have to just find the thing that works for ourselves. And I'm going through that process. I'm just doing that process live in public with you. So it's very public, but you're holding me accountable. I feel like I have to justify my choices, and that's helping me really figure out what I'm doing. Like struggling with the exit indicators this week, guys. And it's the second time it's been my goal, and just failing at it repeatedly made me just dial in, like, what am I doing wrong? I was looking at the wrong things. I was looking at the less important things, but I kept seeing price hesitation. I'm like, I'm not seeing any of these other indicators. And then that's because price is king. Who said that? Price is king or queen. Oh, that's funny. It like, okay, so another moderator. I don't have, how do I, this is interesting. Okay. I'm really learning how YouTube works. Hmm. Learning how to how this works because apparently YouTube wasn't sure it liked your comment about more than one way to skin a broker. And you know, I have to like select to show it. I'm like, really? That's considered too risque, or not risque, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, we're almost to the market open, which is really exciting. And I am going to, at that point, switch to looking for opening range breakouts. If I see something like a small cap thing, I'll take it, but I really want to practice my opening range breakout looking for those. Oh, CHCWB broke out, but will it let me do an order? Paper money is so slow, guys. Let's see if it takes my paper money order. I know I shouldn't be making an order this close to market open, but I'm just wondering how long it'll take to take my order. See, it's not picking up my order. All right. So, I guess I have to create all new watch lists in paper money. Let's see. All right. But for now, we still have 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Well, SLE is still climbing higher, but I'll switch to other stuff. I know, 3 minutes, woohoo! Oh, there we go. I know you guys are on a delay, or I'm on a delay. I'm on the delay. Okay. So I'm going to look for, but we can already see here that Tesla's down, Nvidia's down. Silver's down. Is anything up? Wow. Let's see. Let's look at a few other things. Everything's trending down. So this may not be the day. Add time frame. There's no daily chart on here. Daily. Add. And I'm going to add a 30-minute chart. Let's look at the daily. Look at that. It's opening so much lower. So I am not an expert at the opening range breakout. However, this does not look great. This doesn't look awesome to me, to my eyes. So I'm curious. I'm looking at Zendu. 2-minute momentum up. So it looks like momentum high of day. They changed the scanners at market open a little bit. So now there's still gapping up. Like if we wanted to look at other stuff, ONDG. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. I love this graphic that they use where they have the tickers. That is so clever. That is flippin' clever. ONDL. Oops. Wow. HCWB. So yeah, I'm kind of looking to explore the opening range breakout. All right, I'm looking at one of the trading books that I have, which is called, what is this called? Reading Price Charts Bar by Bar by Al Brooks. This thing is long and technical. Okay, so yeah, looking to improve my opening range breakouts. I'm looking here, but there's other stuff popping up too. So HCWB obviously halted, right? It's too high for me. Still halted. Okay. So I'm just practicing here. This is just honestly, this is paper money, whatever. I'm just practicing. So this would be the top of the opening range and this would be the bottom. And it's broken out over the opening range. So if I get in, high of day is 141. Well, that was nice. That was easy. Wow. Okay, that was my best trade of the day. Okay. Wow. All right. So basically I marked the opening range, got in when it broke out above the opening range, looked at high of day, got out when it looked like it was close to high of day. And that's pretty much it. That was pretty easy. Let's see what else is going on. PIII. So all of these big ones, though, they're all kind of, they're below their opening, 5-minute opening range. So it's not the day to trade stuff like that. But let's look at HCWB. So it popped up, but it didn't really confirm above that 5-minute range. This is like way above the opening range, but what's the high of day? Okay, 772. So I'm gonna say, but I have to give it room to work, right? Its high of day is at 772. So I'm in at 605. 612, 615, 618, 620, 625. I think I found my strategy. That is so much easier than stressing. Oh my God, look at that. What? Huh. What an interesting day this has been so far. Okay, so I took 2 paper trades and they were both opening range breakouts. And I marked the range. I'm just putting this down so that I can keep track. And then I checked the high of day to make sure there was room to move up. And well, this one's halted now. Glad I got out before it halted because I don't like being stuck in halts. Thank you. Yeah. It really helped not having a lot of distractions on my chart, you know, not having a lot of extra stuff. Can't swear on my live chat. Thank you. And I did that on the 5-minute. That was a lot more peaceful than trying to trade on the 1 minute or the 10-second. Wow. Okay, let's see. I might also try to trade on the 15-minute opening range. I mean, even here, just eyeballing it, it's obviously below. Obviously, it broke above, but it didn't confirm, and it's below. Interesting. This is like a potentially really interesting strategy for me. This one, it broke out, dropped down, and I guess I would look for a candle confirming over the top of the opening range. Yeah, I like that, HG. I do. I like the pace of it. It's a little less frenetic, a little less crazy. I got 2 good opening range breakout trades on the 5-minute. I'm going to look. Now, this is paper trading, but the orders went through faster once the market opened. Paper trading, it wouldn't go through on the pre-market. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if you can paper trade in the pre-market on Thinkorswim. I keep forgetting that. You can only trade at the market open. So it was kind of useless for me to switch over until the market opened, but that's why it wouldn't catch my orders. But this is great. So what I'll do is, yeah, I'm going to try to nail that down because I like the pace of it. I like the, it's not so stressful. I'm going to look for the 15-minute as well. This experimenting day has been huge because instead of looking at 15 million things, I'm looking at the price action. Isn't that what I'm trying to do? Right? Let's see. But yeah, as far as all the big, large cap and mid cap stuff that I was going to look at, and even silver, Amazon, all of that stuff is down. So I'm looking at the small cap stuff. And we're at 15 minutes now. So what I can do is switch to the 15-minute chart. and look at the breakouts on the 15-minute chart and see if there's anything like this one, AIIO. Look for, and let me look for the high of day here. High of day is at 992. So do I want to wait for something to confirm? I mean, this looks good to me. That's funny. Oh, it took my order. Okay. Oh, so it popped up. I'm going to give it a little bit more room to work. Like 20 cents a share, because I'm looking for a 1-to-1 profit ratio and I'm looking for 20 cents a share. So I'm going to give it a little bit more room to work. See if it pops back up above the opening range, which it is. So now this is where the stop should be. I've read so many conflicting things. Some people are saying right below the top of the range. Other people say at VWAP, which I don't have on my chart right now. But I'm looking at the price action, which is what I'm using to practice. They're selling 520, 520, big topping tail, 521, 520. I don't see any big sellers on the ask, but it's kind of stuck there at 520. And that I'm out 20 cents a share. Will it pick up my order though? I don't know if it'll pick up my order. Oh, it missed it. So I'm going to cancel, try to get out again. Okay. So yeah, that was kind of a big one because I gave myself bigger leeway on that because I'm trading on a bigger chart, right? So bigger stop. But that's okay. It's paper money. I'm practicing. Let's see if I can get another 15-minute ORB. Okay, so that one, the trading is inside the range. PII, it's trading above the range. So let's see. But now if I get in that high, then I really need to be careful with okay, so that one was like 20 cents a share. I like this ORB strategy. I just have to figure out the right stop. Oh my goodness. Look at PII. What? Oh, 772 is the high. And look, it might go up to 772, the high of day in the pre-market. So check the high of day in pre-market, you know, to make room. 734. Look at all the buying at 734. Look at that. Oh, it halted. It halted. I like the opening range breakout. I feel like it's easier to see. All right. Got to nail that down though. Yeah. Yeah, so HG, just to fill you in, you might be trading yourself right now, but I've stripped everything off my chart so that I can focus on price action, the tape, and level 2. So yeah, PII is in a halt. Let's see what else is going on. So all the big stuff that I was thinking would be my bread and butter for the opening range breakout is I'm kind of letting everything else go today as far as I'm looking just at price action, tape, and level 2. And this has definitely been eye-opening. One thing I haven't quite nailed down is the colors on the watch lists on Thinkorswim. And that's something I really need to figure out. I mean, obviously, in the percentage increase or decrease here, green is positive and red is negative. But like, for example, HCWB, it's green, maybe because the candle's green. But see, this one has a green candle. And now some people do a 30-minute opening range breakout. So I'm wondering, it sounds like you could do the 5-minute, you can do the 15-minute, you can do the 30, and then, at that point, you could have taken 3 trades or more. I'm liking this one because I feel like it's manageable. I just have to figure out my stops. Curious what's going to happen when PII gets out of its halt. So for PII, I traded it twice. I traded it after the 5-minute breakout, and I traded it after the 15-minute breakout. So I think that could be really, really, really interesting for me. But I think the problem is I have to figure out how much risk am I willing to take on, where is my stop? I mean, I'm looking for bigger moves here, so I think 20 cents a share is a reasonable stop. Well, guys, my experiment today has been eye-opening, to say the least. I will have a lot to go over in my recap. It's been fun, though. Oh, look at PII. Look at it. Wow. Wow. So let's see. I'm going to put the 15-minute chart on. Yep. Wow. But, however, the high of day, what was the high of day? It was 774 or something like that. So it's broken high of day now. And it looks like people are giving something back. Well, I am almost at 10 o'clock. I hope you guys have a great trading day. I'm going to call it, but take a break and then get my recap done. But I'm honestly feeling a lot better about everything. A lot better. I'm just kind of curious. Let's see what happens at the 30-minute mark. So some people trade the 30-minute opening range breakout. You know, just when I feel like kind of lost with trading, it's like that's always it's always darkest before the dawn. I was so frustrated yesterday, like so frustrated. Even though I didn't even lose that much. It was like I was just frustrated because it's the process. Like if I'm not clear on the process, I'm going to be mad. So having a clear, simple, defined process is definitely more my style. Like, why do more than I have to do? I am curious, though, about the 30-minute opening range breakout. Because, yeah, I'm really So for like all of these bigger stocks, they're all trending down. Amazon is the only one that is green, but it has a large bottom tail and then a top tail. So I guess today it's small caps that are dominating the open. Look at that. It just continues to drive higher. It's going to be out of my price range soon. I know I said it would wrap up, but I really want to see how this plays out. There's silence in the chat, so I'm taking that as good news that you guys are all focused on your own trading. I'm just going to wait a little bit past 10 so I can see the 30-minute opening range breakouts. I like this. This is like a pace I can live with. because you can just see so much more clearly. So origin is, how do I get these watermarks off of there? I think I vaguely remember. Show symbol logo. Okay. There we go. All right. So now this would be the 30-minute. I'm watching the charts, but listening to you in the background. Oh, thanks. This is now I'm looking at the 30-minute opening range breakout. So from what I've been reading, people are trading different opening range breakout lengths. So this one here for ORGN. Oh, I guess the analyze part doesn't work for. At what point? Okay, so now I'm going to say I'm going to get in, but it didn't catch my order yet. 181. There we go. 181. 182, 183, 81. It's dropping. Hovering right about 180. So, which is, 184 is high of day, 187, 177, 178. So mixed red and green on the tape is telling me, oh, now there's red, right? Red, green, buying, oh, hovering right under 180, 181, 180, 179. Buying at 182, 183, 182, 183. I'm in at 180. So I'm seeing a lot of hesitation. So I'm going to sell. I'm going to try to sell. Didn't catch my order. I think with paper money, it puts you last. 182. There's some buying at 182. So let me cancel this. Oh, now I'm at break even. I'm going to try to get out again. Okay, so it took my order. That was a scratch trade. But it's definitely easier watching the tape. Full disclosure, I'm not interested in orb. I want to master momentum strategy before I start branching out. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did, right? So I was like, but during the market open, I was really struggling with I mean, this is still momentum trading, right? But it's using different, I think this is still momentum trading, right? Let's see. Okay, so this is still a momentum trading strategy. It's just that I am using a different setup. So, yes. And there are many different momentum strategies. Yes. But I was struggling with the bull flag pullback, the micro pullback, the flat top breakout, and the, what was the other one I was using? Anyway, the setups that I was using, I was struggling to make them work during the market open. So this is still momentum trading, James, but like it's just using a different setup. That's all. I'm just using a different setup. And I'm just practicing it in front of you guys. I'm just following my data, really, because my data is telling me that during the market open, I'm struggling with those setups. So this is me branching out into another setup. What? Look at ORGN. Wow. But yes, you should stick with what works for you 100%, you know? And that's why we all need to be tracking our trades, right? So we can collect that data, see what's working for one person or the other. And then, but I've just heard a lot of like very experienced traders say that this setup is like kind of boring, but is what makes the money. I mean, look at this, ORGN. So yes, this is still momentum trading, but it's looking for a different setup, which I'm really liking. Oh man. Wow. Look at that. 50 cents a share. What? All right, guys. I feel a renewed sense of hope. Yesterday, I was really riding the emotional struggle bus. And today, even though I had a red day in my cash account, I feel a renewed sense of hope because I feel like I've narrowed it down to the essentials, which I really, really like. I don't know which indicators I will bring back over time, or, maybe all of them. I don't know. But I'm going to continue to explore the different indicators and play with it and see what works for me. Anyway, have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome, have an awesome trading session, and I will. I'll be releasing videos on. I'll finish my actually. I will finish my close the loop on my weekly goal over at Substack. Tomorrow and Sunday, I have videos that are already scheduled to be released at 7 a.m. And I will be doing more videos over the weekend for the weekend after that. And then I'll see you guys on Monday morning. All right. And we'll just keep plugging away at it. All right. Persistence. That's the key here. Risk management and persistence. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Please have fun. And I will see you on Monday.